Yo, what is going on, Knicks Nation? And good morning, because last night the New York Knicks absolutely blew the doors off the defending champions at Madison Square Garden, 122-84. I'm excited to share my excitement and my overall thoughts from last night's victory, but more importantly, I want to hear from Knicks fans in the comment section. Sound off right now. How are you feeling? Definitely one of the most impressive victories the Knicks franchise has had in years, because the narrative around the Knicks is we can only beat up on bad teams because we are 19-0 against teams sub 500. Well, now we have the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets, coming to the Garden and absolutely blowing the doors off of them, winning by 38 points. Woo! I'm sorry I wasn't able to make a video last night, but I had to make sure I made one early in the AM because I have a lot to say. OG Anunoby absolutely took over this game. The Knicks punched him in the mouth early on, and they get the job done. Never took the foot off the gas and literally just looked like the better overall team. The coaching was stellar defensively. Woo! There's a lot to break down in this video. We got OG Anunoby highlights here on loop. Shout out to my guy IQ4 3 Tag on Twitter, who makes phenomenal highlight clips. This was his edit of OG's highlight tape last night, and I cannot wait to see it. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button right now for your boy and comment down below your thoughts if you did not already. And more importantly, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time Knicks Media uploads a video. Now, let's get straight into business here. We got to first just talk about the overall Knicks team right now, because they are playing different basketball. Knicks fans, we're not used to this. Okay, we're not used to being a complimentary basketball team playing this together, right? Going into this game without Isaiah Hartenstein, obviously without Mitchell Robinson going up against Jokic. All right, Jericho Sims, Precious Achiuwa, what you got? Those two guys deserve credit all of a sudden, folks. Jericho Sims and Precious Achiuwa. 10 rebounds off the bench for Precious, 8 boards for Jericho Sims. That's what we need from those two big men, right? They step in and they're playing tremendous. They are playing with energy, with heart, getting the loose balls, fighting for rebounds, playing hard-nosed defense. Without Hartenstein, this is what the Knicks need. The depth has been really, really impressive so far. So that's how I wanted to start off the video. I know we gave OG his credit. We're about to get into OG now, but I had to give a shout out to Jericho Sims and Precious Achiuwa, because I've been a Precious Achiuwa not a big fan of his when he first came to the Knicks, but it's not fair for me to say he's just label him as, yeah, he's not going to be a good player on the Knicks. He's finding himself. I think Precious Achiuwa has a chance here, folks. He looks pretty darn good. Now, let's get into OG Anunoby real quick, because what he did was having his coming out party, right? I mean, what OG has done with the Knicks so far has been sensational, but the man, you see the stats on the screen, 26 points, 10 of 18 from the field, 3 of 9 from downtown, 6 steals, and a plus 38. The guy is a plus 230 something since he became a Knick. The Knicks are 11-2 since he became a Knick. And this was his game where he kind of really showed a lot to me personally about his offensive game. Now, we know what he brings defensively. 6 steals is a Knick, obviously, high for him. That is ridiculous. But the 26 points, and more importantly, the in-between game from OG was the most impressive for me, because I know he can spot up from downtown. I know he can camp out in the corner and have those catch-and-shoot three-pointers. I know he can attack the cup with vengeance, but the mid-range game is something about OG that I'm not too sure if is he good in the mid-range? Is he still working on his game? Well, man, it looked impressive last night. He was hitting step-back, contested mid-range jumpers, getting into the paint, step-back, hitting those shots. And if he can become a 3-level scorer, having a 3-point shot that he does while getting that mid-range and being able to attack the cup the way that he does, we have a damn star on our hands in OG Anunoby, folks. Of course, without even mentioning the defensive ability that he brings, absolutely clamping down Jamal Murray. I think Murray finished with like 9 points or something like that. Anunoby getting into the passing lanes, forcing turnovers, playing with energy, and he just fit in like a glove. And you can tell every single game, OG's getting more comfortable with this Knicks team. And I thought Tom Thibodeau had something really, really awesome to say in the press conference after the game, where they asked him, like, what OG's stat of being a plus 200 and something since he became a Knick. Like, what do you think about that? Like, does he have that much of an impact? And Tom Thibodeau had such an awesome take where he's like, it's not just, he said it's two-folded, where OG is helping him out, but also the guys around OG is helping out OG. And it's a togetherness feeling where Tom Thibodeau was saying that it's not like one individual on this Knicks team is carrying the load. It's 5 guys on the court playing together that's excelling. They need to be unselfish. They need to play together. They need to sacrifice and just let the game of basketball just present itself. And I thought what Tom Thibodeau had to say about that really tells you what the Knicks team is going right now, the rhythm that they're playing with, the unselfishness of basketball. And I thought that was really awesome from our coach, Tom Thibodeau. And Knicks fans, let's start giving Tom Thibodeau some credit here, because I've seen a lot of Tibbs slander, and he has his team ready to play right now, his best basketball. And I got to give Tibbs credit as well for this game. Defensively, what an absolute game plan from Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff defensively in the first quarter, really setting the tone. The Nuggets were on their last game of their road trip, and even Dante DiVincenzo on MSG postgame talking to Alan Hahn said that was the game plan. They knew that they were a little tired probably, and they wanted to strike first, and they wanted to punch him in the mouth, not let them get settled, and that was the end of it in the first quarter, to be honest. And then we have Jalen Brunson, who was not named an all-star starter. He will be a role player, I'm pretty sure, but man, I'm pissed off about that. I think the reason why Brunson's not a starter is the fan votes. Damian Lillard and Brunson were tied with like the voting, and then the tiebreaker goes to the fan voting. Disappointing that Brunson is not a starter because he has another sensational game. Didn't play a lot. It's really cool to see Brunson only play 26 minutes because it was such a blowout. 21 points for Jalen, 4 assists, 7 of 10 from the field, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Julius Randle, our other all-star, so should be an all-star at least. We don't know yet. 17 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, a near triple-double. Probably would have been a triple-double if he played more than 30 minutes. Didn't have to play because of the domination of this Knicks team. Dante DiVincenzo, cannot ask more from Dante. I mean, he is another, free agent acquisition that Leon Rhodes deserves his credit for. He fit in with this team, and he is the perfect complement to Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson in that starting 5. And, of course, with OG now. I feel like that signing has really changed the dynamic. When he became a starter and they made the trade, obviously, everything's changed. The three-point shooting, his just overall winning ability, and his ability to just play together. I mean, that one play comes to mind where Josh Hart attacks the rim, gives it off to Dante DiVincenzo, who cuts, and then finds Jericho Sim on the baseline for the slam. That is just a little example of the, ability of Dante. Unselfish, plays good basketball, not only just an elite shooter, but it just has a really high basketball IQ. Can't say enough good things about Dante. Quentin Grimes at 19 points off the bench. He was cooking, man. 2 for 5 from downtown. Deuce McBride with 13 points. Josh Hart doing his usual stuff off the bench. And, of course, we already talked about the 2 big men who had a really, really big game in this one. And that's what they did. Now, you talk about the defense. All they did was shut down everybody around Jokic, right? Jokic had his usual 31 and 11, but you look around. Aaron Gordon did nothing. Jamal Murray, 9 points, 3 of 11 from the field. That's what OG Anunoby brings. That's what this defensive team looks like. Woo! What a game, folks. I'm still on a high right now, and I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments section. Please don't forget to hit that like button, folks. Let's go, Knicks. Big game tomorrow night back at the Garden against the Miami Heat. Cannot wait to see what happens there. I'll catch you guys later. Let's go, Knicks. The biggest win, I don't even know since when, man. This was the most dominating win where afterwards we're all looking at each other like, are we going to the finals? I don't want to get ahead of myself. Or should I? Let me know. Peace out, guys.